As with any other build, we need to start with the body, simply just removing all of the parts from the sprues that need to be painted in body color and start prepping them before I start priming and painting. All of the parts that I needed are now cut out of the sprues, and I cleaned up all of the leftovers from the sprues that were on the parts by simply just cutting them flush with the body or the parts themselves. Now that does leave a couple of marks, and those need to be removed, along with some mold lines that are left from the molding process, of course, so we need to remove those as well. Now I decided to try out something new. I found this online from Dspiae. This is a full set of sandpaper grits with a sticky back to it. I also ordered their hard carbon fiber sanding sticks. You just remove the sticky back paper piece from the sandpaper and then stick it to the stick itself, and you basically have created your own custom sanding sticks. Now these are pretty hard, so they are not really forgiving on corners and bends, so be sure not to sand in a certain area for too long, as you can create either an indentation, even a flat spot, or very deep scratches. So be very aware of what you're doing and very careful while you're at it. After removing all of the mold lines with the 400 grit, I moved over to a 600 grit sanding sponge to sand all of the parts nice and smooth and get it prepared for the primer to go onto it. For the primer, I'm using a liquid surface primer from Tamiya. This comes in a small bottle, and you do need to thin it in order to make it flow through the airbrush. The thinning ratio is roughly 50-50, but that all depends on where you live, what the temperature is, what airbrush you're using, and so forth. So just see what works for you, add a bit of thinner, try spraying it through, and just go on that way until it works nicely. So the primer has now been applied, and I let that cure for a couple of hours before I moved on to sanding it again. Now the primer did leave a bit of a rougher finish, and of course I couldn't let that fly, and that needed to be smoothed out. You could just leave this and go on to the color, but then the color will not go on as smooth, and eventually through the clear coat it will show a bit of an imperfection or a sort of orange peel underneath it, and that is of course not what we want. So that was sanded down with 3000 grit until it was nice and smooth. I then cleaned all of the dust off and moved it into the airbrush, and just to be sure I blew over it again with some air for that loose or remaining dust that was still on there, and then moved on to the color coat on those hard to reach, easy to forget spots first, and the rest of the part as well. During the unboxing of this kit, I asked you guys what color you would want to see this painted in. I got many great suggestions, but all of them for me personally didn't really suit this build all that well. For me, this was the one that was supposed to be in silver. It is a classic design, and the silver suited it really well, so that is what I decided to go with in the end. Now the silver that I used is from number 5. It's their Volkswagen VR6 silver, and the metallic flick in it was way too coarse, so I decided that couldn't fly and I needed to repaint it. This time again in a silver color, but then from Streetblisters. This is their Ferrari Argento Nürburgring, also a silver, but then with a way finer metallic flake in it. With the second silver color now applied to all of the pieces, I was really happy with the way that it came out. Except for the fact that I wasn't. The metallic color was exactly what I was looking for, but somehow there was a strange reaction between the plastic and the paint that I used. Now this is not to blame for the Streetblisters paint or for the number 5 paints. Both had it, and it seems to have something to do with the plastic itself. I've talked with a couple of friends about this who had exactly the same results with similar brands of paint and the Aoshima plastic. It somehow seems to be very allergic to lacquer paints or a bit more aggressive automotive paints in some ways. Now I applied very thin coats and I let it cure in between layers the time that it needed to, but somehow that wasn't enough, and it just created a reaction which you normally get when you apply the paint way too thick. So I just let the parts cure for a couple of hours and then moved on to sanding out those imperfections with a 3000 grit, hoping that that would fix it, and then I could move on to simply just applying the Streetblisters paint again and finishing the parts off. However, I ran into the exact same problem again. I applied the coats even thinner and waited even longer in between, but that didn't seem to fix it at all. The same problem came back in multiple different areas, and instead of just keeping on with my bot's job and making it probably even worse or just not as good as it deserves to be, I decided just to start completely from scratch and remove all of the paint on the parts that needed to be fixed. So what I used is the Tamiya paint stripper. They came out with this a couple of years ago, and it's absolute gold. It works really well on these paints without the clear coat on it. Just apply it a little bit with a cotton swab or maybe even a paper towel, wipe over it a couple of times, and the paint comes off really easily and it goes back to bare plastic. Now you could probably dip the parts in them as well, but this stuff isn't particularly cheap. So I just wanted to take it easy and be very careful with the usage of it and only use it on the areas that I wanted it to and not overuse it, so I have stuff left for the next time that I need it, of course. After stripping the hood to the bare plastic, I moved on to the door that also had a couple of issues here and there, and then also did the front canopy piece as well, and then cleaned them off with some water, let them dry overnight. Then the next day I moved on to sanding them again as if these were fresh new parts with 600 grit before moving them back into the spray booth, applying a fresh coat of primer. Stripping and repainting a model isn't really all that fun, so I was getting a bit frustrated and also a little bit lazy, so instead of mixing up the primer myself and getting the correct thinning ratios, I just took out a spray can with the same primer in it and applied a couple light coats to the body. I then again sanded that with the 3000 grit to get it nice and smooth and moved on to setting up my airbrush. Now mine has a depth stop on it, so that kind of protects me from applying too thick of a coat. I just close it a lot and barely open it a little bit so the least amount of paint possible comes out, and I'm just applying super thin mist coats on the part and letting it cure even longer in between coats than I usually would. So this first coat is going on thinner than the previous ones, but not by a lot, and it is fixing it a bit, but not entirely. It did come back just like it did previously, but not as bad, and in my opinion at this point in the build it is good enough to get a pass, as it is barely noticeable. Now of course I know exactly what is going on here, so for me it is very obvious and insight very much, but for the untrained eye or someone who hasn't seen the build, it probably can't even be seen. So the first coat went on. It's not covering fully, as this is barely even to be called a mist coat. I then let that sit and cure for 20 minutes or maybe even longer, and then moved on to the second coat, going over it exactly the same, misting it on, not going for a wet coat at all. By the way, you shouldn't go for wet coats when applying these types of paints. But this is exactly what I said, just a mist coat. I again let it cure for another 20 minutes, moved on to a third coat, and just to be sure that I did achieve the coverage that I wanted, I went for another 20-minute cure and moved on to the fourth and final coat of silver. On some of the other parts, I painted them in a gunmetal for carbon fiber decals to go on top of it, since I didn't want to go for a full silver on the entire exterior, but I did just want to mix it up and show the carbon fiber that Pagani is famous for using, of course. After that was all said and done, I let the parts cure for a little while, mixed up some clear coat to make them all nice and glossy, and started applying that. While you were watching me apply the clear coat, I wanted to go into the problems that I had a little bit further. Another option of fixing this, sort of, I've heard from a couple of friends, is applying a 2K primer. I haven't tried that yet, but could probably do this on some of the other pieces that I still have to paint for this build, or maybe just leave that for another build instead. That is also using this same Aoshima plastic, of course. Now, I do want to make very clear that yes, this looks absolutely like a reaction you would get when you apply lacquer paints way too thick on plastic parts. It gets exactly the same wrinkling and looks terrible. However, as you could see in the videos themselves, the paint wasn't really applied all that thick, and therefore makes it a really strange reaction to happen here. And even stranger is the fact that I have painted multiple Aoshima kits with paint similar to these, probably some that are even more aggressive than the ones that I've used right here, and had nothing even close to the reaction that I had here, or even a reaction at all. So something fishy is going on, but I just don't exactly know what. With a couple coats of clear now applied and all the parts nice and glossy, I set them aside to cure for a couple of days before I started moving on to the next stage. Now, the gunmetal parts are going to be covered in carbon fiber, and the silver parts are going to stay as they are. As you can see, some of them are nicer than others, and some have a little bit of the imperfections still in there, but for me at this point it is fine. I'm leaving it, I'm taking my loss, and just continuing on with the build. Now, don't get me wrong, these parts look fine, and I'm nitpicking here and kind of annoyed by what happened, but overall still really happy with the final finish that I achieved in the end. There was a really weird reaction. Now, some of you are